Hello, and welcome to Tim's Reflections from Ohio, a YouTube video series where we talk about and reflect on parables that Jesus told, stories from his life, as well as just general stories throughout the entire Bible, and also teachings through the Bible. And today our reflection is going to come from Proverbs chapter 3. And I'll be reading verses 5 and 6 and then jumping down and reading verses 9 and 10. So 4 verses, 5 and 6 and 9 and 10. Verse 5 reads, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." And then verse 9, "Honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of all your increase. So your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will overflow with new wine." As I read these verses, I think about our lives today in this world. Verse 5 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding." Verse 6, "In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." There are times in life where we have to make decisions, where we have choices, and we're not sure what to do. And these verses tell us to trust in God with all our heart. And this can apply to those decisions, those choices we have to make. This can also apply to our lives in other areas. Like we have a fear for our job in this economy today. We have concerns for our health. Maybe we have a serious illness, a serious disease. Maybe we have other things going on that the doctors can't figure out. We have all of these kind of things, and we try to figure them out on our own. And it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. If we were to put our trust in him at those times, we would feel the burden lifted from us, and we would realize that we're in his hands. It says, lean not on your own understanding. We need to stop trying to figure things out on our own. We need to stop trying to find the answers on our own and realize that God has all the answers. Realize that he has our best interests at heart. And then down in verse 9, honor the Lord with your possessions. Think about this verse. Do we honor the Lord with our possessions? He's given us so much today, many of us. Some of us are struggling, but God takes care of us. It says, honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of your increase. Do we honor him with the first fruits of our increase? And as we read this, we think of times when this was written, when people were farmers and all of that, and the first fruits of their increase was, the first of their crop that becomes ripe. But today our increase is much more than that. Our increase is blessings that we've received, maybe our paycheck from our employer. Our first fruits can come in many various ways. Do we honor God with our possessions and with the first fruits? And then verse 10, it says, your barns will be filled with plenty, and your vats will overflow with new wine. We'll have what we need if we make him first in our lives. He will provide for our needs if we trust in him with all our heart. And as I said earlier, if we stop trying to figure things out on our own. Sometimes our choices are many. I should say, we have many choices to make in life. Maybe we're going to buy a car, and we have it narrowed down between 2 or 3 cars, and we're just not sure which one to buy, which one is best for us. And we try to figure it out on our own, and we read the reports, the reviews of these various cars. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, but we need to be careful that we're not leaving God out of the picture. Sometimes if we're young, or maybe not just young, but if we're single and we're looking to get married and we have someone we're interested in and they appear to be interested in us, and we start trying to figure out, is this the right one? Is this the right one for me? And we talk to people and we get their input, which is important. If they're godly people, it's important to get others' input. But we need to make sure that we're not leaving God out of that picture. Trust in him with all our heart and lean not on our own understanding. It says, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths. He will guide us if we are acknowledging him, if we're reaching out to him and we're turning to him saying, God, I have this decision to make. Which choice is the right one? What do you want me to do in this situation? What's the right next step? He will direct, it says he will direct our paths. And that's what we want. We want him to be in charge. We want him to direct our paths. We want him to lead our lives. And if we do this, it will bring blessings to us. It says that if we honor him with our possessions, our barns will be filled with plenty and our vats will overflow with new wine. We will have what we need. We will have he will supply our needs. He will give us the answers to the questions we have if we are relying totally on him and not on other things. Well, that's it for the reflection for today, for this week. If you've been blessed, please hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment. I always enjoy reading those. And remember this, don't ever forget how much God loves you. In this world, sometimes we feel all alone. We feel like nobody cares. We feel like we're just not that important sometimes. But we need to remember we're very important to God. He sent his son to die for each of us, for you, for me, for everybody. That's how important we are, and that's how much he loves us. Don't ever forget the love that the Father has for us, his children. Thank you again for viewing the video. Have a blessed week.